There's a beautiful story. We don't know if it's true. It's a rabbinical tradition among the Jewish rabbis from antiquity. It's found in a non-canonical, non-scriptural source.
And kind of late.
And it's late, so we don't know if it's true. But the principle, I think, is instructive to us. It's about young Abraham working in his father's idol shop. Terah is his father, who, in this telling of this story, owns an idol shop. What does he do one day that Terah's gone? And
yeah, this is part of his efforts, because you saw how he said there that they refused to hearken to his voice, which tells us, he doesn't say it explicitly, but it tells us he's been trying to teach them. He's been trying to preach against idolatry. And so one of the key elements here is that Abraham, knowing that this could go wrong because no one's listening to him and people are pretty set in their idolatry, as he mentions in verse 6 and 7, he's still going to try and teach them, and what he just talking to them hasn't worked. So he, at least in this story, he goes into where they have all of the idols, and he breaks them all down except for one. And he, if I remember right, he leaves the little stick right there by that one.
by the biggest idol, he's got the stick.
And then everyone comes in and they say, what happened? All of these were broken. What happened to these? And Abraham says, oh, that guy did it, right? And he's pointing at the one idol that's left. He did it. He did it.
He must be jealous of all these others, so he finished them off.
Yeah. And they say to him, that's ridiculous. You had to have done this. He can't have done this. And Abraham says, well, then why are you worshiping him, right? It's this great way of, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I love the story because it's this great way of Abraham trying to show them the foolishness of worshiping idols. And we have to keep in mind, since we do want to relate this to ourselves, that we may not have idols of stone, but we have equally silly idols that seem so important to us, and our task is to identify what those might be in our lives. But I love the story, and whether it's happened that way or not, there are tons of ancient traditions about Abraham preaching against idolatry in one form or another, and that's what ends up in facsimile 1, right? What's depicted in facsimile 1.
Right.